Alright, Mark, this is a demo video for you for your Ahsoka Rebel Hilts. Here's your sheen right here. 2-button setup on this guy. Recharge port. Got your kill key right here. I just left it out for the video. Got your stock neopixels in there. So we'll go through, show you functionality, and then we'll talk a little bit about them. So front is your activation. The back button right here is your auxiliary. Turn it off. Your sound venting comes from this handle right here. And right here, right? And on the other side too. And then I'll put your kill key back in. So this kill key is meant to be a twist key. I found that it wasn't working all that well. So what I do is I just pop it out. I've been very gently taking them out with these because I just needed something sharp to get in there and pop it out. But you might find that you're going to have some trouble trying to get that out with your fingers. But that's where we're at with the big guy. And then your shorty, the shove toe, by design is made to be a 1-button setup, so that's how I programmed it for you. Get your stock neopixels in there. Smooth swing. Flash on flash. We'll get it. There we go. So on a 1-button setup, tap for blaster deflex. And then when you hold down the button and you hit the hilt at the same time while you're holding the button down.
I won't leave you. Not this time. Spectrum.
Like that.
Spectrum.
Just hold down the 1 button and twist your wrist. See? Pick it like that.
Tell you what, I'll give you a merciful death.
So I did program that obviously to be a 1-button for you. There's no getting around that. I know you don't really care for that, but this is how this particular one was modeled up. So I'm going to put the kill key in it real quick so we can talk about it. I won't get to the board in the video because I took a lot of pictures while I was building these so that I could explain it to you. And there's your sound venting right here on the shorter guy. I wish it was kind of like that on this guy too, but it's not bad. But what you do here is on the short guy, you're going to want to take this screw out, and then this greebly right here unscrews. And once you do that, this entire panel right here will come right off. And then you're going to want to carefully take your chassis out, flip it around, and that's where your board's at. I went at this where I wanted to put your speaker and your board and everything. Your speaker had to be up front. I wanted to put your board up front too, but there was no room. So these had to be stacked. So in order to get your speaker next to your sound venting and everything to fit, the board had to go on the bottom of the speaker. So I'll show you some pictures of that. But it is a little bit of a tight fit because on this Shoto, this is the chassis that I designed. And then on your long guy, your sheen, you had a Goth 3D chassis in there already. So I didn't redo that. The wheel wasn't broken, so I just used what was in there. But same idea for this guy as well. You'll take that kill key out, unscrew this guy from your recharge port, and then once you unscrew this, there's a screw right here. Just unscrew that and unscrew this greebly right here, and this entire panel pops off as well. And then same idea, you'll take your chassis out, flip it around, and that's where your board will be at. So everything is a pretty tight fit in here for as long as they are. They're long, but they're screen accurate. I mean, this is how long they were in Rebels. But you'd think that there'd be a lot of room, but there's not. It's skinny. So a lot of wire management, A lot of things. There's a separate piece right here that are holding your two switches up that Goth put in, from Goth. So I mimicked that on mine. You'll have a main chassis right here that holds your battery, your board, and your speaker. Your recharge port is separate over here. It just bends and comes up because this copper piece right here screws right into the recharge port, so it holds it in place. Okay, and then I made a separate holder for your switch right here to hold it in place, and then you'll see when you pop it out there's a spot for the wire path. So one thing about these Hilts that I'll say is they're not made for neopixel. They were made for in-hilt LEDs. When you pop, each one of these is identical on the inside when it comes to the emitter portion. When you pop this panel off, there's a piece. I'm getting a lot of reflection. Let me point that over here. There's a section in between my two fingers, about from here to here, where the in-hilt LEDs rest on the underside of this bowl, and then they're meant to shine through, so you can have this entire bowl for your blade. I custom made these holders as thin as I could. I mean, they're probably like that, right? As thin as I possibly could to give you as much room as possible, but to still give you the neopixels that you wanted. And they're both identical in blade depth and holder setup. So that's about it. Like I said, get to the board, take the panel off, flip it around. I will message you privately about that. But other than that, sir, these are done. And I can get you a tracking number today, get these all packed up and over to you. Thanks.